There comes a moment in every life when the heart grows tired of carrying burdens that were never meant to be its own. A moment when the mind, exhausted from endless battles with expectation, fear, and judgment, begins to whisper a quiet truth. Peace begins where unnecessary caring ends. The art of not caring is not a rejection of life, nor an escape from responsibility. It is the gentle remembrance that one's inner world is sacred, and not every disturbance in the outer world deserves entry into it. Many spend years bending under the weight of opinions, chasing approval like a shadow that forever slips from grasp. And yet liberation arrives the very moment one realizes that not every voice must be answered, and not every situation requires reaction. To master this art is to see life with clear eyes. Not caring does not mean indifference. It means choosing wisely where one's energy flows. It is the wisdom of knowing that whatever rises in the world, praise or blame, loss or gain, passes like clouds across an open sky. The sky never clings to any of them. It simply remains. When one stops caring about what holds no true value, space opens for what is real. The breath deepens, the mind softens. The heart unshackles itself from imaginary chains forged by comparison and self-doubt. In this spaciousness, a new freedom is born, a freedom that cannot be taken away because it comes from within. The art of not caring is the art of returning to oneself. Ask what truly matters, what brings clarity rather than confusion, what brings peace rather than noise. The answers lie not in the world's chaos, but in the quiet chambers of one's own awareness. Whenever a thought threatens to disturb your calm, observe it, but do not make it your home. Whenever a judgment arises from others, hear it, but do not wear it like a cloak. You are not the weather of other people's minds. Letting go is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. For it takes great courage to free oneself from the expectations that society, family, and even the self try to impose. Caring too much about the wrong things drains the light within, but caring just enough about the right things nourishes it. The art lies in the balance. When faced with conflict, breathe before you respond. When overwhelmed by noise, return to silence. When pulled by the world to prove your worth, remember that worthiness is not earned. It is inherent. Nothing you do or fail to do can diminish the essence of who you are. Do not care for the fleeting winds of approval. They change direction with every passing moment. Instead, care for the state of your mind, for the purity of your intentions, for the serenity of your heart. For when these are steady, nothing outside can shake you. Walk this life with quiet confidence. Let the world do as it does. Let people think as they will. Choose your inner peace over all that is temporary. Choose clarity over chaos. Choose freedom over fear. In this choice lies the art of not caring, and in mastering this art, one discovers something profound. When you stop caring about what does not matter, you finally have the space to care deeply about what does. True detachment is not indifference. It is the wise decision to invest energy only in what nurtures peace and clarity, rather than in noise, opinions, or temporary disturbances. The art of choosing where your energy flows begins with a simple but profound realization. Not everything in this world deserves a place within your mind. From the moment one wakes, countless forces attempt to pull attention in every direction. Opinions, expectations, worries, regrets, and the endless noise of the world. Most people respond to every pull, giving pieces of themselves to situations that drain rather than nourish them. Over time, this constant scattering of energy leaves the heart weary and the mind clouded. But when one learns to choose carefully where that inner energy is placed, life begins to transform in a way that feels lighter, calmer, and more meaningful. Imagine your inner energy as a flame. When you give it to every passing distraction, the flame flickers wildly, never steady, never strong. But when you protect it, When you shield it from what is unnecessary, it grows into a steady light that can guide you clearly through every moment. Choosing where your energy flows means recognizing that some things in life, no matter how loudly they call for your attention, do not deserve it. Not every argument requires your voice. Not every comment deserves your reaction. Not every expectation placed upon you needs to be met. There is wisdom in knowing what to engage with and what to simply let pass. Most suffering comes not from what happens, but from the energy we pour into it. When someone speaks ill of you, the words themselves cannot harm your inner peace. What harms you is the attention you give those words, the weight you allow them to carry. When challenges arise, the situation alone does not break you. What drains you is the fear or worry you feed into it. By learning to direct your energy consciously, you reclaim control over your mental and emotional world. You become less reactive and more intentional, less pulled by circumstances and more rooted in your own calm. Choosing where your energy flows also means understanding the value of silence. Sometimes the greatest strength is found in not responding, not engaging, not allowing negativity to pull you into its orbit. Silence is not emptiness, it is the space where clarity grows. When you step back from the noise, you begin to see life more clearly. You begin to distinguish between what is truly important and what is merely a distraction. With this clarity, decisions become easier, the mind becomes lighter, and the heart becomes more peaceful. There is great power in realizing that you are not required to carry everything. You do not have to fix every situation or resolve every conflict. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone or convince others to see the world as you do. Much of the energy you give away is given out of habit, not necessity. When you break this habit, when you stop automatic caring about everything around you, you create space for what truly matters. You begin to invest your energy in your growth, your peace, your purpose. And this shift changes everything. One of the greatest gifts of choosing where your energy goes is emotional freedom. When you no longer pour your energy into fear, judgment, or external approval, you begin to feel lighter. You discover the freedom of not being controlled by the opinions of others. You find peace in knowing that you do not need to react to every situation. You feel a quiet strength rising within you, a strength that comes from being aligned with your own inner truth. This way of living is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It is about becoming wise. It is about understanding that your energy is sacred, and wherever you place it, life grows there. If you place it in worry, worry grows. If you place it in resentment, resentment grows. But if you place it in peace, stillness, compassion, and understanding, these qualities flourish. Every day offers 1,000 opportunities to choose. You can choose to get lost in the noise, or you can choose to return to yourself. You can choose to be pulled by the world, or you can choose to remain centered. You can choose to care about everything, or you can choose to care only about what aligns with your peace. When you make this choice again and again, your life begins to shape itself around calm rather than chaos. The world may not change, but the way you move through it does. And so the art of not caring is really the art of caring wisely. It is the understanding that your energy is your most precious resource, and giving it away freely to things that do not matter is like pouring water into sand. But when you direct it towards what nourishes your mind and heart, you begin to live. With a sense of clarity and freedom that many spend their whole lives searching for. This is the quiet power of choosing where your energy flows. 2. Freedom begins. When you stop seeking approval the moment you release the need to please others or meet their expectations, you free yourself from invisible chains and reclaim your inner strength. 3. Everything passes like clouds in the sky. Praise, criticism, loss, success, none of it stays forever. Learning to see experiences as temporary allows you to remain calm and centered. 4. Peace comes from returning to yourself. Instead of reacting to external chaos, one should look inward for guidance. True peace is built on self-awareness, stillness, and alignment with one's own values. 5. Letting go is a powerful act of strength. The ability to release burdens, judgments, and emotional attachments is not a weakness. It is the highest form of courage and the heart of spiritual freedom.